This week in tech news, FCC and our old good buddy pal, Jip High. Well, he's proposing something actually that makes a little bit of sense. I know I don't agree with this guy, but he's proposing a $20.4 billion funding in rural area for basically bringing internet to rural areas. And this was proposed, and they're going to do a reverse auction. And kind of what that means is they're going to give bits of that funding off to ISPs that are able to provide internet to rural areas of our country that pretty much have no internet. Kind of like where the last Blockbuster resides.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a really good idea. But there's one little problem. So they started off with 3 tiers that FCC put standards out, like this is what we want for you to provide in these rural areas of our country. So the first tier, I should say, it starts off with 25 and 3. That's 25 megabits download, 3 megabits upload. That's really not that great. With a 150, well no, that one actually has a 50 gigabit cap. So the big debate was the mid-range tier. Now the mid-range tier was able to have a cap of 150 gigabytes. That's 100 gigabytes the entire month. I don't know about you, but if you watch Netflix like I do, and especially if you watch 4K Netflix, ooh,
you're done.
Yeah, you're done in just a couple days, not even.
Yeah.
So that's not really feasible. But then at&t said, well, we don't like that. We want like something else besides that. You need to lower the standards in that mid-range tier, which I was like, okay, well, that's a little ridiculous. They wanted another tier, so they added another tier onto the 3 tiers. Now they have 4 tiers. So the 4th tier range levels up to 100 megabits per second download, 20 megabits upload, which is kind of crappy, with a data cap of 2 terabytes.
Well, at least you can stream some Netflix.
Yeah, which is rate. Yeah,
because 25 is you're gonna be buffering.
Yeah, and obviously there's the gigabyte. The highest here is a gigabyte speed with 500 megabytes per second upload, which is really, really good. This is what we actually need with a 2 terabyte cap. When you're having that kind of speed, I still disagree kind of with the 2 terabyte cap. I think it should be a little higher, even though Comcast has a lower standard right now.
It's a terabyte, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a terabyte, and the lowest end is 300 gigabytes, but that's the lower end internet. And they're going to take this vote on January 30th. Whether to pass this and actually have the $20.4 billion able to be dispersed out over a 10-year period to ISPs that actually provide internet to rural.
10 years?
10 years. Now this is where I get a little like antsy about this because, and some other tech reviewers have pointed this out, 250 gigs or 300 gigs, 500 gigs is a little small for a data cap in this day and age. And in 10 years, that'll be like a 5 gigabyte, like one right now.
Just think of it this way, we barely have 4K streaming. Like with Netflix, it's somewhat 4K. And this year at CES,
we have 8K.
8K was like the big thing. No.
Yeah, you're gonna need more than even 2 terabytes. You're gonna need like 16 terabyte on the whole limit for your cap. And this is the big thing that a lot of people don't realize. That whole cap on the data, it's not really a thing. It's a thing, but it's not a thing. They do it so not every single person is on the same internet connection all the time. So they don't like bog down the system. That's the main reason why they do it. But there's actually no consequence to you using more than that. It doesn't cost them any more money. But they do it so not everybody's on it. But they do need to raise it just a little bit. Because even at like a 4 terabyte cap, it's still gonna be quite efficient, and not everybody has to be on it, and not everybody's going to be on it unless we start getting VR where we like just strap in all day and just sit in our VR headsets on our like haptic feedback chair with our haptic feedback suit. Yeah, maybe then everybody will be on the internet all day, but we're not there yet. Especially rural areas that don't have internet, they have other things to do besides being on the internet.
Plus, there's no cost. We don't know what the pricing is going to be for these tiers.
No, we have to wait till the voting on January 30th to find out if this passes or not. If it passes, this is going to roll forward and going to start rolling out in a 2-step process. So we'll see what happens on January 30th. I think this is a great plan, though, for to actually finally get internet coming to rural areas that, like, it's crazy to think that there's areas in our country where you can barely get dial-up. That's pretty bad in a first world nation, nonetheless. So obviously this is a plan, it's a step forward, but I still think to this point it needs to be revised.
Yeah, great idea. Happy they're trying to help out, but like you said, there's some tweaks that need to be made with their caps and their speeds.
Yes. And Jet Pie seems like he's playing on the right side for once. But in other news, we're going to get into VR, so make sure to check out that video.